the M.Sc or PG diploma in telecommunications or M.Sc or PG diploma in electronics and automation. Thank you very much for choosing our department. So in this session, we want to give you information so that it would enable you to choose what to do within these options that are available to you. So we believe that it's a great opportunity that we make available to you through our programs. So you can listen to our staff members who are here, people who will be conducting this course mainly, would be talking to you, and you can ask any question from us. And then, yeah, you'll be able to make an informed decision about this. So before everything, let me briefly talk about the department also, and then hand over to the coordinators of these courses. So let me share my screen and briefly talk about the department. So as you know, the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering is one of the departments in the Faculty of Engineering. It is for the undergraduate programs, it is the highest sought after department by students, as you know. So in the department, we think that university is a place where intelligent people like you and me gather to do three things. One is preserving knowledge, and then we share knowledge through our programs and teaching and so on. And then, of course, we create knowledge. What that means is we make publications that are valid internationally. So we do this with 100 electronic students for the undergraduate program, 15 biomedical students. We have about 27 staff members, more than 20 PhDs. And we have a building with 5 floors and laboratories and advanced software tools for undergraduate and postgraduate programs. As you know, these are the two taught postgraduate programs that we do. M.Sc in Telecommunications and M.Sc in Electronics and Automation. So you'll be considering to join one of these programs. Of course, we have the fully research-based programs, 2-year M.Phil degree programs, and of course, the Ph.D. degrees. So department has had a great history starting from 1969, one of the oldest departments in the university. So in 2009, we won the World Championship in the IEEE Extreme Programming Competition, 700 teams, 40 countries. So in the telecom area, in signal processing area, we won the World Championship in 2021 in the IEEE Signal Processing Cup. In 2021, World Championship in ICAS Challenge. And then we make publications in top forums in the world. And there are so many other stories like in IASC MD student robotics demonstration. So they have been able to get a place in the world. And then a couple of months ago, first place in Thailand for this their project collaborative ground area multi-robot system. So disaster response. So many great stories. Actually, one more thing that I want to show you is one post from one of our past students. Actually, you can see the post by Jatushan Rajasegaran. Actually, he's one of our students who used to work with us. And actually, he was an undergraduate. And then he has written here, as you can see, exciting to see that University of Moratuwa alumni on the Vision Pro team. So this is about the Apple's recent launch on the Vision Pro. So you know that it's a glass which can see the environment in a augmented reality fashion, and it's a beautiful video to watch if you want to do that. And then this is the person who has contributed to that. And there have been several other people who graduated from our department who has gone there, joined Apple, and make these contributions. So you can see the great contributions can be made even from starting from these humble programs available in our country. So some other stories. So these students, they won the gold medal in Asia Pacific and Japan, and the silver medal in the worldwide competition. So here you can see one of our students standing with Jan Likun. He's a chief scientist at Meta. So he's working for Meta, this Mohammed Afam. And you can see here 6 students just after graduation, they joined Harvard to continue their research work. Particularly this student will be joining, this is Kitmini Hera joining the Berkeley's computational biology program in September. So here you can see Dr. Pratapa Singh Dharmavansa, who would be teaching to you if you join the telecom program. And him and Pasan Disanayaka, they published 2 papers in the IEEE Transactions on Information Theory. Even for professors in other countries, these are difficult targets. So how do we do this? We do this with the expertise of our staff members. Including our chancellor, we have many staff members who have PhDs. All these staff members have PhDs or equivalent qualifications, except Kitsirisa, of course. And you can see I'm here. I'm the head of the department now. Dr. Charles and Dr. Kasun Hemachandra will be talking to you. Actually, Dr. Kasun Hemachandra is the person who is in charge of the M.Sc in Telecommunications program. Dr. Hemachandra, of course, studied in our department, and then he worked in telecom organizations, and then he went for higher studies in University of Manitoba and studied under a very famous professor. Dr. Kasun may perhaps talk about it. And then after that, now he's with us, and he has been here with the department some time, and he is keen in research. And now he's the person who would be conducting this M.Sc in Telecommunication program. What that means is he'll be the person who's in charge, and a panel of lecturers will be teaching to you, and they will make their expertise available to you for your projects and other work. The M.Sc in Telecom program will be conducted by Dr. Subodha Charles. Dr. Subodha Charles was, of course, from our department, a graduate. Then actually he was very much engaged with the IEEE work while he was an undergraduate also. And he organized international competitions in addition to his excellent academic work. And then he went to University of Florida in the US, and there he studied security in cyber physical systems. Dr. Kasun Hemachandra, of course, studied wireless communication. And then Dr. Subodh Charles is now back with us, and he'll be delivering this program. So we want our programs to be on par with international standards. That means if you conscientiously follow this program and engage with the staff members and carry out your research, you will be able to be on par with any graduate, any master's graduate in the world. And that is our invitation to you. So if you do that, I think now that you are at the very thresholds of technology, you will be able to make technology a part of your life and make contributions to Sri Lanka and the world and make your life successful. Because when you can do something, when other people know that you can do something, there will be so many opportunities. So people will reach out to you if you show what your credentials are. So let's not work for just the qualifications name, M.Sc or PG diploma, but let's show our ability to work, deliver engineering designs, deliver engineering research. So that is our invitation. So first of all, I'd like to respectfully invite Dr. Kasun Hemachandra to talk to you. Over to you, Dr. Kasun.
Thank you, Dr. Ranga, for the great introduction about the department and our programs and the staff members and me. I think you made a mistake for me. That's fine.
What's a mistake?
Said I'm from University of Manitoba, but I'm from University of Alberta.
Alberta, yeah. I'm so very sorry about that. Yeah. Alberta is less cold than Manitoba, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but you have very warm heart, no? That's so. I'm very sorry about that. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So okay, so we'll start the presentation and we'll talk about the programs. First, we'll give a brief introduction, like overview about the programs. Then we'll go like specific details of each program about the curriculums and the research projects. Then you have time to ask your questions. You can send it via the chat, or you can directly ask from us. Okay. So this is the outline of our talk. So we'll first discuss what are the typical reasons someone needs to do a postgraduate qualification. Right. Let me start my camera as well. Then actually Dr. Ranga talked about this, why you should choose University of Moratuwa and our department. So that question is already answered. The next question we'll be talking about is why these two programs, right? So what we have to offer to you and what you can do after completing these programs. So why would anyone do an M.Sc? So it's a next level. So you have already done a bachelor's degree. So now you have gained some knowledge. So now you want to expand your knowledge, expand your horizons. Right? So you have selected a field you like to do, field you love to do in your bachelor's. Now you want to explore further in that particular area. So the first step would be to do a graduate program or a master's program in that particular area. Or you may be hoping to get promotions, right? So you may be you are expecting to migrate, right? You want to change your company, go look for a better job. Right? So these are excellent qualification for you, right? So that's a way to stand up in the crowd, right? So that enhance your chances of getting selected for a particular job, because now you are further qualified, you have gained more knowledge, you have gained more skills. Also, it's a sense of accomplishment, right? So it's not an easy thing to do. Right? So getting an M.Sc is not an easy thing to do. So you have to manage your time, you have to do a lot of work, you have to do your own research, right? You have to write reports, you have to sit for exams, right? It's not an easy task. So you need to do this while you are doing your other employment and other projects as well. So it's not an easy task, right? So getting this done is a big achievement, right? It's a sense of accomplishment. It will boost your confidence level, and you will gain a lot of skills from this, which will enhance your personality and your other skills. Right? So you can stand up in a crowd, and of course you can start a new career. Right? So let's say you studied a certain area in your bachelor's, but now you want to shift to a different area. Right? So because of the economic situation, or because of these new emerging areas, so you want to shift to a different area. So this is a great way to begin your journey in a new area. So start an M.Sc and study more about a new emerging area. Right? So yeah, you want to focus in the future. And of course, if you're planning to do a Ph.D. and get into the academia or get into the research world, so this is the stepping stone for that. So a lot of PhD programs expect you to have a master's before you enter a PhD program. So this is the stepping stone for a PhD or a career in research. So why choose ENTC? I think Dr. Ranga mentioned all these points. We have been here for 50 years, and we are the most sought after department for both undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So we offer 2 undergraduate courses, Electronics and Telecommunications and Biomedical Engineering, and the 2 postgraduate programs, which we are presenting today, M.Sc in Telecommunications and M.Sc in Electronic and Automations. And also we have 100% research degrees, Master of Philosophy and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. So we have 9 well-equipped laboratories, so a postgraduate laboratory, and also we have 3 industry-sponsored laboratories, which gives lots of exposure to our students. And also, so here the number 30, I think now it has decreased by 2 or 3. So we have 30 faculty members, close to 30, with excellent qualifications from leading universities, who have active collaborations with a lot of famous researchers worldwide. So I guarantee, right? So there's no other program in Sri Lanka which offer these features to you. So it's a great opportunity to utilize these resources at our department as a graduate student at the Department of Electronic and Telecommunication Engineering. So then next question, why choose our programs, right? So there are plenty of other programs in the country. You can see lots of programs available throughout in the government universities, also with the private universities. So why specifically these two programs? So our programs are delivered by truly internationally and nationally acclaimed experts in this area. And so you saw our staff list. I'll also briefly talk about them, and you can hear some words from them today as well. Some of them are here. So we have, I believe, the strongest panel of experts in the country for this area. So we have a flexible duration for our program. So you'll be learning modules for a particular duration. Then you are given time to complete your research. Right. So I'll talk a little bit more about this in the upcoming slides. So you have option. Right? So we have designed the course such that you can manage it with your other works as well. So these are our panel of experts for the telecommunications program. Professor Lika Dias, one of the well-known researchers in the country in the wireless communications area. Engineer Sri Lanka, mainly main expertise in telecommunications policy and also radar systems. And Dr. Ajit Pascual is a leading expert in networking technologies in Sri Lanka. Professor Ruwan Udayanga, an expert in optical communications. So you heard from Dr. Ranga, he's an expert in computer vision and machine learning. Dr. Pratap Singh Dharmawansh, an expert in communications theory and signal processing. Dr. Upeka Premaratna, an expert in optical communications, electronics and microwave communications. Dr. Taraka Singh, an expert in wireless communications and communications theory. This is me. I'm also working in the areas of wireless communications, communications theory, and signal processing. Dr. Samiru Gayan, he's also working in wireless communications, wireless networks, sensor networks, and IoT systems. So we also have external resource persons joining from all over the world, from Sri Lanka, from UK, from Canada, from Australia, from Ireland, from Finland. So we have all these experts. They are well-known researchers in the area, academics, and some of them are working in leading companies like Huawei. So this Dr. Sanjeev Herat is from Huawei, Canada. So it's one of the main research centers of Huawei in Ottawa, Canada. And we have our new experts joining in, Dr. Samannatha Patwa and Dr. Chamitra Dialvis as visiting lecturers from this year. So we have Dr. Madhusanka Liyanage, an expert in network security. Dr. Abhay Sumanasena, expert in telecommunications policy and regulations. And we have Engineer Ruchira, who's from Dialog Asiata, a lot of industry experience, and Dr. Senaka, an expert in RF communications, and Professor Rajadeva, expert in communications theory and signal processing. So these are our external resource persons who you will be hearing during the program. So they conduct their lectures online. So they bring a lot of international flavor to our program. So you can form active collaborations with them. So this may lead to employment opportunities, higher studies opportunities in these well-known universities and well-known companies. Dr. Subodha, do you want to continue the electronic and automation part, or should I go ahead with this as well?
I can give a brief overview, mainly
Right,
because most of the people in this slide also, well, some of the people in this slide you have seen in the telecom program as well, because there are several overlapping subjects between the telecom and the electronics and automation modules. So you already saw Dr. Ajit Pascual, Dr. Anga Rodrigo, who are also teaching in the telecom course as well. Specific to the electronics and automation program, we have Professor Rohan Munasinghe and Dr. Peshara Jayasekara, who are both working in the areas of robotics and control theory. Then we have Dr. Nuwan Dayananda, who is in biomedical, together with Dr. Anjula De Silva, who is also in biomedical engineering. We have Dr. Thayaparan Subramaniam, who is into IC design, computer architecture. Dr. Chamir Edusurya, and also Dr. Mewan Gunawardana, who are into the signal processing area. Dr. Mewan is also into optical engineering. And Dr. Samiru Gayan, you saw from the telecom program as well, who's into wireless networks. Dr. Ukshani Riyanarachi is also a crucial part of the electronic and automation program, specializing in biomedical engineering. Dr. Dulika Nayanasiri, who is into power electronics. He's also based out of, he's currently not a faculty of ENTC. He's right now based out of Canada. So that international flavor also is brought to the program by Dr. Dulika. And finally, myself, who's also the course coordinator of the Electronics and Automation program. I'm mainly teaching subjects related to embedded systems and cybersecurity. Dr. Asun, I'll hand it over back to you.
All right, thanks. So now you have a good understanding about our staff, right? What we have to offer. So you know the expertise of our staff members. So this is our main answer. So this is the main strength of our department. So this is the main strength of our program. So these programs are offered or delivered by they are experts in this area. Right? So you don't get that exposure in. So I would say you will not get that exposure in any other place in the country. So now we'll look at the program structure and this how it is offered. So as I mentioned earlier, our program has a flexible duration. So you start. So with this intake, we start in 2023. So you take coursework for 3 terms. So you have to take courses for 3 terms. So if you go through all these modules, if you pass all these modules, so you are eligible to get your postgraduate diploma. Right? So postgraduate diploma, you can finish all these 40 credits, then you are eligible for your postgraduate diploma. Right? So let's say you don't want to stop there. So you want to go for your master's. Right? So then you do your research project for a year. However, to qualify for this M.Sc, you need to score at least 3.0 GPA for the electronics, for the telecommunications program, and you need to score at least a GPA of 2.7 for the electronic and automation program. So if you obtain these GPA levels, then you are eligible to continue with your research project to get your M.Sc. So you can conduct this research project for a year, then you can get your M.Sc. So let's say you couldn't finish this project within 1 year. So then you are eligible for 2 more extensions. Right? So you must finish your program within 4 years. Right? So that's the maximum allowed time duration to finish your M.Sc or PG diploma. So this is the part-time program. Right? So this is designed for working students. So we conduct our classes entirely during the weekend. So all these for this first year we conduct modules. Right? So you can take these modules during the weekend. So then your research project you can do it while you are working. So this project can be related to your employment, or it can be a project given by a staff member. So you have 4 years to complete your M.Sc. Right? So this is a hard deadline. Right? So no further extensions will be given after this 4 years. Right? So that's not up to me or Dr. Subodha. It's a Senate decision. So there are no further extensions allowed after 4 years. So you must complete all these requirements within 4 years. Right? So this is the part-time option. So there's a full-time option available as well. So full-time option is basically you have to be in the department. So you take these modules with the part-time students, you take these modules for a year. However, while you're taking the module, you also conduct your research as well. So these are full-time programs. So you must be in the department. So you must regularly meet your supervisor. So you can conduct this research while you are taking your modules. Right? So lectures and research are done in parallel. So within 1 year, you can finish this full-time program. Right? So that's the main difference between the two programs. Basically, two methods of offering the part-time students and full-time students. So next, I would like to talk about our curriculums. So we have carefully designed these curriculums to serve diverse purposes. Right? So we know you come from various industries, and so you need basically you have different requirements to satisfy. So because of that, we have taken all these things into consideration, and we have carefully designed our curriculums. Right? So our curriculums are industry focused. So a lot of industry applications are there in our modules. And we have diverse areas of specialization. So I'll talk about them in the next few slides. So we focus on interdisciplinary skills. So now, actually, from this intake, so telecom students can take some modules from the electronics M.Sc as well. And electronics students can also take some modules from the telecom program as well. So there's so you can have this fusion between the two programs, right? So you can take advantage of these two different programs, and also we allow collaborations with other supervisors, right? So other lecturers, not just the lecturers in the telecom program. So you can gain a lot of exposure while doing these research projects and modules. So we have put our classes only during the weekends, and we have designed these modules, the workload of these modules, such that working during these weekends will be sufficient to cover the requirements of the modules. Right? Of course, you will have to put some time commitment other than the weekends as well. But basically, if you put your full effort during the weekend, you should be able to cover up most of this work associated with our program. So first, I'll talk about the telecom curriculum. Then Dr. Subodh will explain the electronics curriculum. So our curriculum has 4 main pillars. So the first pillar is communications theory and signal processing. So these are must-have knowledge for a graduate of our department. And so if you are having a Master of Science or a PG postgraduate diploma in telecommunications, so these are some must-have knowledge. And so these are expected out of you as a telecommunications engineer. Things like wireless communications, digital communications, signal analysis, stochastic processes, information theory. So these are like the core of our curriculum. And also we have communication systems and networks track. So you learn these theories here, and then you apply them and design communication systems and networks. So you have these modules related to this network design and communication system design. And the other pillar is telecommunications management and technology management. So this is very important, right? So just you can design the best technology, but it may not be commercially successful. Right? So you need to consider these commercial aspects, management aspects, business aspects of technology as well. So because of that, we have included that component in our curriculum. And of course, now you cannot survive with data sciences and machine learning. So we have included these modules in our curriculum so that you will be gaining a lot of knowledge, like in-depth knowledge, and also hands-on experience on this data science and machine learning as well. And then we have our research project, like, touching all these areas. Right? So if you are planning to continue for M.Sc, so you'll be applying all these things for your research project. And the term-wise breakdown of our curriculum. So in the term 1, you will be learning these core modules, right? So term 1, all modules are compulsory. So you have put a module from each pillar I described earlier. Right? So here I described these 4 pillars. Right? So in term 1, we have module from each pillar, which are compulsory. So everyone must take these modules. In term 2, it's again, we have modules covering each pillar. So we have 2 compulsory modules, right? And then you can take 2 optional modules based on your preference, whether you want to continue on the management pillar or in the data science pillar or the networks and system design pillar. So you can pick these modules based on your preference and the area you want to specialize in. And third term, all the coursework modules are optional, and we have these compulsory modules, which is your research project. Basically, this is the literature survey for your M.Sc project. So this industrial research project module is compulsory, so everyone must go through this module. So this is basically a literature survey for your M.Sc research project. And also this emerging technologies is a seminar series delivered by international experts on upcoming telecommunication technologies. Right? So other modules you can pick based on your preference of specialization. Dr. Subodh, you can continue from here.
Yes, Dr. Hassan, I think it's also important to mention that in addition to the modules that you saw in the previous slide, as a part of the telecom program, as we mentioned earlier, some of the elective modules from the electronics and automation program will also be available to you. So in addition to the optional and the compulsory modules that you saw under the telecom program in the previous slides, there'll be more things that you can potentially get from the electronic and automation because of the fusion that we are introducing starting from this new intake. So in this, I'll take a little bit of time to tell you about the modules that we have in the electronic and automation program. Dr. Hassan, if you run the animation, we mainly have subjects touching the electronics domain of things like analog electronics, digital electronics, and power electronics, of course. Then we have subjects under the bucket or the category of control, analog, digital, and also some networking aspects to it. So these are like the 2 main pillars that we go after. These are core modules, the ones in orange, as you can see, and the ones in green, similar to in the telecom program, we have some elective modules that you can pick and choose based on the area that you would like to specialize in. For example, vision-based automation. So that is machine learning, basically, with the focus on computer vision. We have electronics instrumentation, robotics and mechatronics. And also with the expertise that we have in biomedical engineering, we touch upon things like medical electronics as well. If you go to ent.uom.lk and you follow the website, and there are taught courses listed on that website, and you click on both the telecom program and also the electronic and automation, you can see like the entire list of modules that we have. So we have like a pool of 15 to 20 modules that you can pick and choose through the different semesters. Like we have 3 semesters. So these are some of the modules that we are highlighting in this particular presentation, but there's a lot more that you can choose as elective modules based on what area you would like to specialize in. Then you also have, if you play the next part of the animation, you also have 2 main projects as a part of the electronic and automation program. And they are the mini research project that you typically complete in semester 2, and the design project that you complete in semester 3. So even though I'm telling that you complete my research project in semester 2 and the design project in semester 3, there is nothing stopping you from starting that from the very beginning. And the motivation behind these two things are, when you do the mini research project, you will work one-on-one with a faculty member from ENTC. You will choose a research area, you will look at some research papers, and you will choose a paper to understand the paper and also to replicate the results of the paper. That is semester 2. By the time you complete semester 2, we expect you to complete the mini research project. Then semester 3, we expect you to complete the design project. Now here the focus is on applications. So you have a solid understanding of how research is conducted, what goes into that, and you being able to replicate an existing result in the mini research project. When it comes to the design project, you build an engineering solution to an existing problem. So that is your product development or the engineering aspect coming into the picture. The reason why we emphasize on these two things is because if you decide to continue to an M.Sc, that is what comes after the PG diploma. If you decide to continue with an M.Sc, the skills that you gather here will be quite important. And some students, it is not uncommon for some students to start from the mini research project. They do some initial literature review, just like Dr. Kasun mentioned under the telecom program. They do some initial literature review. They get an idea about the domain that they would like to work in. They implement things during the design project, and they can even continue that topic for the masters as well. So of course, for the masters, the remaining part of the animation will show you the final piece of electronics and automation program, that is the dissertation. So you complete the PG dip, the knowledge and also the project that you engage in can be a natural extension to your masters. So that is how we have structured the curriculum, to give you the core skills through the core modules, and also to allow you to choose through the elective modules which area you would like to specialize in. And the two projects will kickstart your masters if you would like to go with that path, or if somebody decides to exit with the PG diploma, you have a very good practice in terms of conducting research and also implementing engineering solutions to existing problems, or maybe even new problems that people haven't even thought about. Both these projects, you work one-on-one with a ENTC faculty member so that you get the guidance from the start to the end, right? So that's a brief overview of the electronic and automation curriculum. Dr. Ranga also sent the links in the Zoom chat. If you click on those, you can visit the web pages and have a look at all the different modules available as a part of the telecom and the electronic and automation programs. Dr. Kasun?
Yeah, thank you. So as Dr. Subodha mentioned, so we can you take your modules, and so then the highlight of the program is the research project, right? So you take these modules, so then you are like, if based on your results, you will be eligible for your masters, right? So if you maintain this GPA above the threshold, so then you are eligible to your masters. So then you can engage in a cutting edge research project under the guidance of our staff members and also our international collaborators. So we have a lot of international collaborators, so we can work with them as well. So a lot of students working with our international collaborators, Dr. Abhay Sumanasena, Dr. Madhusanka Liyanage, and so you can gain a lot of exposure by working with them. So if you look at common research projects we are conducting these days, 5G and 6G networks, machine learning applications in telecommunications, vehicular networks, wireless power transfer, blockchain-based applications for 5G and 6G, Internet of Things, telecommunications policy and regulation-based research projects, software-defined networks, and also signal processing and communications theory. Right? So these are some areas which students have started their research work recently. And some of them have completed and they have published papers in good forums, in journals as well. And these projects, some of these projects, they have a commercial potential as well. So this is your chance to engage in cutting edge research project and enhance your skills, and also like enhance your profile. Right? So once you have a good publication, right? So that increases your chance of getting into if you're planning to go for a PhD, right? So that increases your chance. Right? And also it's a very good accomplishment. It's a thing to be proud of. Dr. Subodh, you want to explain the research areas here?
Yes. So now, when it comes to electronic and automation, the applications of electronic and automation, well, they are all over the place, to be honest. Like wherever you look, you will see one application or the other. So these are some general applications of like things like embedded systems in general. We work in many of these areas. Our staff members have engaged in different research projects that focus on these different areas. We have ongoing projects with the undergraduates. We have ongoing projects with the postgraduate students, which that will be you when you join the program. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The main differentiating factor, I would say, is now Dr. Anga in his presentation mentioned that ENTC has been the most sought after department within undergraduates when they come to University of Moratuwa, because I don't know whether you know this. When undergraduates come for the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Moratuwa, they come as a common intake. And at the end of the semester 1 exam, they are divided into different departments. Just like in the advanced level EZ score system, based on the marks, the GPA that they get at the end of the semester 1 exam, they can like something like bidding for the departments. They can apply, and the people with the highest GPAs will get the first cutoff. ENTC has been at the top for the last 10 plus years. And the reason we believe that to be a couple of things. One is the versatility of the skills that they get, meaning that when they learn what ENTC has to offer, they have a lot of freedom to apply that in different areas. And then also the culture, the people within the department, the work that is done, we push each other. So the outcome at the end will be quite high compared to any other program, even any other institute in Sri Lanka. So that culture is there where people are doing cutting edge stuff, people have accomplished good things, and that will push you also to be better. We believe that once that culture is there of motivating each other, lifting each other up, working on cutting edge research, then we will be way ahead of the competition. Of course, having said that, we have not only Sri Lanka to compete with, we have the world to compete with as well. So in the next slide, you will see many parties in the global electronics market. So it is not uncommon for people from Sri Lanka to go and work in these companies as well. As Dr. Anga mentioned during his presentation, there are several people working in Fortune 500 companies who are graduates from Moratuwa, from ENTC. Now, having said that, having talked about the global electronics market, which is $1 billion industry, in Sri Lanka, I have given you some data about the Sri Lankan context as well. So in the next slide, you will see the current state. These numbers we got from the Export Development Board website. These are the numbers. So we have a role to play as ENTC especially. We have a role to play in training people, enhancing the workforce of the country. This is our motivation, to produce engineers who are capable of effectively contributing to this industry. And when you go through the program, of course, your benefits will be getting trained pretty well by an expert panel of lecturers and supervisors. You enhance your skills, and whatever domain that you are in right now, you will be able to use that. Because in the previous slide, you saw that when it comes to medical, when it comes to like surveillance, military applications, other embedded product development. The applications are many. So that is what I meant by the versatility. You can get the knowledge and apply this in so many different areas. So each and every one of these areas present you research opportunities as well. So in addition to finding a solution to a problem, developing an engineering solution for that, you can also create knowledge. That is what we expect, right? So depending on your priorities, you can take either path. And we have given you that freedom of choice through the curriculum and also through the programs that we are running at ENTC. So you will see this common thing. And the reason why we thought of fusing the two programs, telecom and electronics and automation, is that we wanted to give more freedom to you. Because right now, if you look at things like IoT, I'm sure you know about this. If you look at IoT, it is electronic sensors working in a distributed manner and also talking to each other. So if you like zoom out and see, it is really electronics and telecom working together. So we wanted to see this, cross collaboration and see and empower you more to go into these different areas based on what you prefer. So that was the motivation, and also what you can expect as a part of the electronic and automation and also the telecommunications program. Dr. Kasun, I'll hand it over back to you.
Yeah, thank you. So we used to deliver our programs in-person lectures before. So as the COVID hit us, we shift to the online mode, and we are still continuing in our online mode. So basically, we even before COVID, we used to have online lectures from our international experts. And so those days also we had online lectures, but with COVID, we shift all other lectures also to online mode. And so we are hoping to continue in this online mode to this intake as well. Right? However, right, so if students prefer, right, if you prefer traditional in-person lectures, right, so we may go to that mode as well. Right? So since we have this online facility, right, so it's this on-time completion is guaranteed. Right? So we will not stop our programs for trade union actions, right? So that kind of situations we will. So earlier there used to be a lot of disruptions due to this trade union actions of non-academic staff, but now that's not affected. So we can continue in the online mode, and this on-time completion is guaranteed. So to final question, so question you may all have, like the fees. So we have a flexible fee structure for our program, right? So basically you pay our fees in 3 installments for your PG diploma. So we have set all these guidelines in our website. So you can check the website. That's what are the amounts for these installments, right? So we have divided this course fee into 3 installments for PG diploma, and there's another additional fee if you are decided to continue for M.Sc. Right? So basically, the total course fee you can pay in 4 installments. So I guarantee that you'll be engaging in a memorable journey with our department if you decided to enroll, and we guarantee that you will be getting the best possible education you can have in Sri Lanka in these areas, and we guarantee if you do well, if you get through your course modules well, and then you can engage in a cutting edge research project which you can publish in a good forum and gain reputation or recognition in the international arena as well. And also we provide you the opportunity to collaborate with our international experts and to further explore your options in the international market as well. So with this, we end the presentation. So now we are happy to answer your questions. Dr. Ranga, so do you want to take over?
Yes, Dr. Kasan, thank you very much for the very informative presentations. Dr. Charles, can we take some questions? So there are some questions that have been asked.
Yeah, we definitely can. Yes.
Yeah.
Some of the questions we tried to answer in the chat also, so that we can save some time. Yes, Dr. Kasun, I think you had a look at some of the questions and you were answering. Would you like to get
Yes.
things?
So one question was, I'm planning to follow an academic route. Are there PhD pathways abroad for those who complete these M.Sc programs? Do you recommend this M.Sc for such students? And is there a chance for someone to switch to convert to M.Sc, M.Phil after PG diploma, or even M.Sc is completed by extending the M.Sc research? Okay, so this is mainly about research opportunities with this program. So if you are planning to do an M.Sc, right, of course you can take this program and you can go through the modules and enhance your knowledge, and also you can do a research project. However, there's the full-time option available for that as well. So you can do your coursework and research at the same time. However, there's a different degree program called M.Sc with major component in research, which is not related to this particular program. Right? So if you are planning on a research degree, so there are M.Sc major component of research, and also there are M.Phil degrees which are not related to this program. So these are taught courses. So mainly on so these are taught programs. So we have other research degrees. So these degrees are not related. Right? So if you are planning on a research path, right, still you can take this program and enhance your knowledge, and you can do a research project, you can publish. Right? So all these options are available. However, there is research degree option as well. Right? So that is one question. So here I have another question. A student from University of Ruhuna have completed all the academics and still no transcript. So what we need is, if we don't have transcript, a letter confirming the effective date of your degree. Right? So if you have your effective date of degree before the application deadline, then you are eligible. So that's the option you have if you don't have the transcript yet. The effective date of the degree should be before the application deadline. So there's another question. A graduate from University of Colombo with a bachelor's degree of engineering technology in instrumentation and automation. So I would like to know whether my degree fulfills the entry requirement for M.Sc. So, so this degree is not a B.Sc engineering degree, right? So if you are applying, it should be under the third category or the fourth category with the work experience. Right? So if you have 1 year work experience after graduation in a in a relevant field, either telecommunications or electronic and automation, so then you are eligible to apply. However, you will have to go through a selection exam. So that's if you don't have engineering degree, that's the option. So if you have engineering degree, then you are under the first two categories, right? So there are 4 categories. So the third category is for other degrees, and also fourth category is for professional qualifications. There's another question: is the scanned copy of the transcript enough for application? The true copy of the transcript is a must. For the initial application, we can accept the transcript, the soft copy of the transcript. However, we must submit, if you are selected, we must submit the certified copies to the university. Right? So they only accept certified copies, certified from the university. Next question, are there PhD opportunities after successfully completing M.Sc in Electronics and Automation? Dr. Subodha, you can ask. I think definitely it's available.
Yes, it's available. That really depends on like the collaborations that you form, because PhDs are very subject specific and depends on the person that you're working with. So opportunities are there. It's up to you to perform well and work with supervisors to secure funding, research projects. So that's an ongoing process. When you come to the department, we cannot say that you will be doing PhD here. It really depends on how you perform and the collaborations that you form.
Yeah, so same goes to telecommunications. Definitely, like there are several students who have formed these research collaborations while they are doing this program, and they have gone to PhDs with our international collaborators. So that option is definitely available. So there are several questions regarding this Washington Accord. So graduate programs are not accredited by Washington Accord. So there's no such thing for graduate programs. There's another question. I have a bachelor in physics. Will you be able to work in the engineering field after this M.Sc? Will IESL allow it? So IESL, I can't answer on behalf of IESL, right? So if you have a non-engineering degree, so then you have to show 1 year relevant work experience. Right? Otherwise, you will not be eligible for this M.Sc. Right? So if you have 1 year experience in a relevant field, then you are eligible for this M.Sc. Of course, we have to go through our placement exam. Right? So IESL, so we have to check with them. Not very familiar with the IESL guidelines. What is the selection process for the course? So so you send your documents, right? So we only select the eligible, like we check the eligibility from the documents you submit, and then we call for interviews. Right? So we call for interviews only the eligible students, and then we'll test your knowledge whether you are fit to go through this M.Sc. For some students who are under category 3, so who do not have engineering degree, so you will have to face the placement exam during the interview. Right? So we'll do this exam during the interview, and then based on the results of the placement exam, we'll make the decision. Right? So some students is only the interview, some students will have to face both. Okay, there's another question. Physics, bachelor's degree in physics, University of Moratuwa. So I think I answered these questions. So if you have a non-engineering degree, you should show 1 year work experience after graduation in a relevant field, and then you have to take the placement exam. So there's a question. This will be a fully online course residing away from Colombo. So up to now, most of the 100% lectures will be online. Some assessments will also be online. However, some few assessments will be done on site at the university. So at the moment, we are in the process of converting all these assessments also to the online mode. But at the moment, we have online lectures and some assessments on site. Right? So I cannot fully say that we are in the fully online mode yet. We are in the process of converting this. So we cannot advertise this program as a fully online program because some assessments may be on site.
But those will be mostly at the end of the semester, Dr. Kasun, right?
Yes, yes. So assessments, these on-site assessments will be end of the semester, end of the term. So during the term, you may not have to come to the university. However, sometimes we organize these physical sessions to meet with you guys, right? So that gives, right, so you to answer your questions, to interact with others, to go to the library, right? To go to the labs and see the things, right? So it's always good to have these physical interactions as well. So because of that, so we have these physical sessions. However, lectures are more like 100% online at the moment. and I would say 75% of the assessments are also online, but some assessments are on site.
Dr. Kasan, I'll add a little bit to that. Now, different students have different requirements. For example, some students prefer to come to the university, work with the equipment in the laboratories. So they ask whether they can come to the university. And some people who are, whatever the subject area that they're working on, they prefer to do everything online. So from our perspective, it's a matter of balancing these conflicting requirements. So we have opened both the options. And that is one of the reasons why we don't advertise this as a 100% online program, but we are trying to make it convenient for as many people as possible so we can cater to their requirements. So it's an ongoing process. We'll be talking to the students and finding the optimum ways moving forward.
Yeah, of course. So it depends on your preferences, right? So we try to cater all your preferences. So at the moment we cannot. We are not advertising it as a fully online program. So there's a question. I have gained a PG diploma in networking with work experience. Can I enroll in M.Sc in telecom? So we do not consider this a PG degrees as our eligibility criteria. So the Senate recommended eligibility criteria is based on your bachelor's degree, right? So this PG diploma can be added advantage for you. However, we'll be looking for your bachelor's degree, or if you're applying under the fourth category, this is the professional category, right? You should have 1 year work experience after obtaining your qualification, and also you should have the IESL membership. Okay? So those are the things you should have. So we are not looking for any postgraduate qualification. We are not selecting based on the postgraduate qualifications. So the thing we mainly look for is your bachelor's qualification. However, you can apply under the professional category with sufficient work experience and the membership in IESL. So that's the option available for you if you do not possess a bachelor's degree, right? So even if you don't have a bachelor's degree, there's an option for you. There's a question. I'm planning to do M.Sc full-time. I want to pursue a career in academic. Do you recommend this M.Sc or a fully research-based M.Sc? Right? Of course, that depends on your choices, right? So our program, you can do while you are working. So this, and also we have the part-time program, but those are research degrees, right? So here we are talking about coursework programs. So our program is a coursework-based program with a research component. And of course, there's a M.Sc degree with major research component. So you don't have to take this many coursework for that particular M.Sc. And so you have the research M.Sc. So this is the taught M.Sc. So in the research M.Sc, your main focus is on a research project. Right? So you'll be taking 1 or 2 modules from our program. However, your main focus will be on a research program. So if you can invest full time to your research, so I think that will save time as well. So you can finish quickly and you can go for the research M.Sc. However, if you want to do while you're working, then our programs are the option for you.
Yes, Dr. Kasan, if this gentleman or lady wants to work in a government university, to get promoted to senior lecturer grade, you need to have 2 years research-based degree.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to work for a private university, I think our degree will be much more than sufficient. But however, if it is for a government university, take that into consideration, this 2 year research degree requirement.
Yes. So if you are planning for an academic job in a government university, yeah, you must do this research degree, right? M.Phil or M.Sc yes. Or Ph.D.
Yes.
So there's another question. May I know when the interviews will happen? So all the dates are published in the in our web, right? So we have set the deadline for deadline for applications on July 9th. So after 1 week, most likely we'll call for interviews. So our interviews, at the moment, we have planned online interviews.
I think there's one clarification because from the questions that we are getting in the chat. So now this information session and the application open period is one thing. We expect the people to apply by that deadline that we have currently in July. Then after that, we'll be calling you for interviews, and also for some categories. When you go to the website, there'll be different categories under which you will be eligible. For those categories, different things will be there. For example, the interview will happen for some people. It will be interview plus the selection exam. So these things will take place in July. Then we send the list of selected candidates for the approval by the university. There is a process. And only after that, we will be able to start the program. So this entire process can take about 2-3 months. Some students are asking, they have completed the degree and they need to get the certified transcript copies. So we advise you to take these certified transcript copies during that time frame. Right? So if you can get that with the degree effective date before the application deadline, then we can enroll you for this particular intake. So it's not like we are having this information session today and we are starting the first semester next week. No, that process will happen. So therefore, please make sure you get the documents ready. So we are leaving you sufficient time to get everything ready from now. And by the time we register you for semester 1 of the program. So I hope that is clear.
So please make sure you get all this proper documentation. Right? Of course, you can send the soft copies for the first round of interviews, but however, if you are selected, then we have to forward all these documents to the university. So by that time, we should have these official documents. Right? So if there are no further questions, we can wind up the session. So we'll make this recording available for you as well, so you can watch this later if you need further clarifications. And also you can contact Mr. Damit Kandage, who is our coordinating assistant. So he's there full time, so he can not full time, right? So he has vast knowledge about the program, so he can answer some questions actually better than us as well. So you can contact him as well. And also you can email Dr. Subodha and me, so we can answer any further questions as well.